In today's video, I'm going to show you how I made this sweater and this pillow using an insanely good tool.
Dreadlabs.
What's going on everyone, my name is Tom from Dreadlabs and I'm a visual artist and graphic designer. In the past, I've made a lot of videos on how to start your own clothing brand, how to design your first t-shirt designs and stuff like that. And all of those videos were focused mainly around printing stuff on your t-shirts and hoodies. The thing is, however, if you want to really up your game and take your brand to the next level, you should also consider working with different materials, such as knitwear. Knitwear is usually seen as something like old people wear, but brands like Obey and Wasted Paris take their own style and use it into knitwear, which creates an insanely cool effect and really taking knitwear back to a next level thing rather than something that old people would wear. So if you want to take your brand to the next level, I found an amazing tool that can help you with this. Why not a lot of brands use knitwear is because it's either really expensive, but it can also be really hard to produce and design. For example, you're usually working with limited colors because all of the knits that you can see in here, the yarn always has a set color. So you cannot just make a sweater in like 80 different colors like how you do it with printing. Another thing is because it's knitted, there's also a lower density in your designs, if that makes sense. It kind of looks pixelated a little bit. Of course, when you're printing something, your design will look a lot more dense. But this is also where the charm of knitwear is though. Since it looks so pixelated, you can actually make some designs that would look better pixelated rather than printed. You can see this in a sweater from Racer Worldwide a couple of years back. This was one of the first examples I saw where knitwear was used in a really cool design style. But one of my favorite ways that Wasted Paris uses knitwear is how they use these death metal logos and they basically knit them, which pixelates the death metal logos. Which results in a really cool and interesting look in my opinion. We've talked about colors and we've talked about the density of your designs, but the next big hurdle if you want to do knitwear yourself for your own streetwear brand is of course working with a proper factory. Getting samples can be a little bit expensive and usually you don't really know for sure whether this factory will actually properly create your knitwear garments. But what if I told you I found a tool that can assist you in the design process while also being able to fulfill these garments for you, even one that doesn't have a minimum order quantity and has a 3D tool that lets you preview your designs before you even order them. I know this kind of sounds unreal. I actually found a tool that can do all of this and it's called Knitup. At first I thought it was too good to be true, but then I did a little bit of research and eventually I just reached out to them and see if I could do a video on their product. The weirdest part about this is that I thought it would be a really large website with like a lot of users. And although it is kind of large, it's still kind of a best kept secret. So I reached out to Knitup asking them if I could do a video on their product and they were really enthusiastic about it. And because of this, I could get this sweater and this pillow for free. I always want to be transparent about my sponsorships and that's basically all I got for this video. And that's because I think that Knitup is actually a really useful tool for people in my community to use. So other than the sweater and the pillow, I'm not getting paid to do this video. I just want to get that out of the way since I want to be 100% transparent about my sponsorships and how they came to be. Anyways, now that I've told you about Knitup, let's go over my design process and my process in the Knitup design tool and show you how I got this sweater. Of course, first I started out with generating ideas. I made a Pinterest board with some cool knitwear designs on them, stuff that I found online, stuff that I really liked. And what I really like about the concept of knitwear is how you can use really detailed and intricate designs that kind of look a little bit dark, which will in return look a little bit pixelated because of it being knitwear, like I explained earlier in the video. Essentially, I wanted to use that pixelization to my advantage. I also chose to do a half zip sweater since those aren't as commonly used as a hoodie and they look a little bit sporty, which is what I like. Since I've recently moved into a new house with a new studio, I figured I would also like a pillow for on the couch. One with a smiley because if you have not seen that yet, that's probably one of the most used graphics in my house and everywhere around me. So the design I went for was a 3D head with a death metal typography. Once a 3D render was finished, I sketched a death metal typography. Fun fact, this is actually the first time I've used the word Dreadlabs in a death metal logo. Usually when I do this, I end up not getting a logo that I want to use for something. But in this case, I figured, yeah, let's just go for it. Let's just finish this up because I think it'll look good on a knitwear regardless of what it'll end up with, since it's just so detailed. I also wanted some detail on the sleeves, so I typed out Dreadlabs in a font by a high type foundry. I'll put a link up to this font down in the description. Since your designs are kind of lowered in density, or let's just call it pixelated from now on, I think having more complex designs actually excels this way, since it loses a lot of the quality, but you can still make out that the design itself was kind of detailed. Of course, it is important that you won't overdo it, because if you overdo it, then you just won't be able to make out whatever it is displayed on your garment. So the way that I counter this is I made a detailed design, but I made sure that it was displayed really large on my sweater, so you could still make out the face if you look at it from a little bit further away. So the 3D render head would cover almost the entire front and back of the sweater. So we're in Adobe Illustrator right now, and here you can see some of my ideas for the sweater. This is an unused one. As you can see on the side, there's also a couple of other designs that I used that I ended up not using for this project. So a couple of things to notice. One is that I'm already using pre-made colors from Knitup in my design. On the right here, this is a table of all the colors of yarn that you can use on Knitup, and I basically sampled those colors because I wanted to be sure that it would actually look the same when I put this design into Knitup. Don't worry, however, if you don't really want to do that, because if you drop your own design into Knitup, Knitup will convert the colors for you. Anyways, as you can see, I displayed the head a little bit larger on the back and then a little bit smaller in the front so that it has room for the Dreadlabs typography. And here on the side, we got that font that I talked about earlier. And this font is called N-E, by the way. Again, the link is down in the description. So how Knitup works is you can just basically choose a base color for your garment, and then the design you can put on top of it, and it'll convert it to other colors within the available yarn colors for you. So let's go to the design files that I actually uploaded into Knitup. As you can see, here we have the back, the front, and the sleeve. And all we have to do is export these into PNG files and drop them into Knitup. Right, so we're into Knitup right now, and I'm just going to show you the complete process that I took in order to create this sweater that I made. So you have a lot of silhouettes, as you can see, a lot of different types of stuff that you can work on. The one that I went with is, let's just check on men. And we did the half zip pullover here. But of course, as you can see, there's a ton of different types of garments to choose from. Let's just click on the men's half zip pullover. It's also kind of convenient that you have a size table. So if you just want to order one for yourself instead of for your brand, you can also see which measurements you should take in order to create the proper sizing. So let's just click on customize. And the first thing you have to do is check out the materials. It also comes with a price estimation. The cheapest one is BCI cotton. And from what I was told by the Knitup representative that I had contact with, is that this is also the most convenient one if you want to do like a certain set of colors and have the most control about that. So let's just click on Bliss. And here we have our 3D mockup of the sweater. We'll just click on apply graphic. And as you can see, it deconstructs our designs here. So what we want to do is you can check the front, the back, the left sleeve, the right sleeve, and the trim. And we're just going to go with the front, and we'll click on apply graphic, and we'll upload one from our computer, and we'll go with the front one. And you can also just click on the number of colors you want to include in this. And I think I just work with 2 here. So let's just lower this to 2. And we'll click on apply graphic, and we can just scale this up. And as you can see, as we move our design around, you can actually see it as a preview on the 3D mockup here. So if you click on edit graphic, down below you can also just press the exact width and height. You can also perfectly align this to the middle, for example. I'm not really sure with the exact size I went with, and I guess it doesn't really matter. But yeah, just know that you can actually do it like this. You can also repeat it as a pattern, synchronize it, stuff like that. Then we'll go to color, and then we can also click on a color for the whole graphic. If we click on front here, I think the one we went with is this baby blue here. Not really sure. Looking down below now, it is a blue color. Now that I'm looking at it, maybe the mint green one. We got pearl and iron on our designs. And I think what I went with is the ultimate gray here. Either that or the baby blue. Don't really remember. And it also doesn't really matter, of course, because I just want to showcase how you can use it for yourself. I'm not going to show you how I create my exact design, only the way that you can actually use your own designs on Knitup. So now we are finished with the front, and of course the rest is just still like white. So let's just go to the back. We'll apply another graphic. Again, we'll just upload this one. We'll double click on the back, and again lower the colors to 2, and we'll scale this so that it covers the entire back. Let's just change the height to 75 centimeters and align it to the middle, and click on color, and we'll also give this the mint green color, or the ultimate gray one. Yeah, let's stick with that. So as you can see, we now have the front and the back. And we're going to do the same with the left here. So apply another graphic, upload the sleeve, one color, you can make that really large. We'll just make sure that we change the height to maybe 60 and align that so that it goes over from starting from the shoulder, as you can see. And we'll just change the colors as well. So I did a different color on the sleeves here. So I think that's the baby blue. Yeah, it's not entirely the same, I think, but it doesn't really matter. like I said, maybe we'll go with the mint green. And we'll do the same for the other sleeve. So we'll go with 60 centimeters in height as well. We'll align this and we'll just flip this so that it is mirrored in this way and add the color. And I didn't put any graphics on the trim, so I just put it in the color there. And now that we've covered our full design, let's click on continue. So you can also choose your zipper. I'm gonna go with silver. Click continue. And finally, we are at the order chart. And this is of course where you can again see the exact sizes of this sweater and how to measure it. And you can also just place your order, check the amount of quantities and see how much it's going to cost. From 20 pieces onwards, you'll get a bulk discount, and from 100 pieces and up, you'll even get a more discount. So depending on how large your brand is, you can just enter this in, and basically immediately you'll know how much your garments are going to cost. So there you have it, guys. Knitup. This is, from what I've discovered so far, the easiest way to design and create your own knitwear for your streetwear brands. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and a comment down below, since that does help out my channel a lot. I would like to give a huge shout out to Knitup for this collaboration. I'm really happy with how my sweater and how my cushioning turned out, and I really do think that it is a really powerful tool. So if you want to start designing your own knitwear for your streetwear brands, check out their website in the link down in the description. Also, be sure to tell them that I sent you there. If you are into streetwear and design, check out my channel because I have over 400 videos on them. We're nearing the 500 video mark as well. So I would really advise you to subscribe because new videos are coming your way every single week. With all of that being said, this is Tom from Dreadlabs tuning out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.